I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Genesis 9:13 NIV.
Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel, and of course if it's your first time here, welcome. I'm so happy that you decided to tune into my channel, and I am hoping that this story today blesses you as much as it blessed me. So I'm not going to belabor the beginning, I'll just jump right into it. Today's story is the story of Noah and the ark. So maybe you've heard this story before, maybe you haven't, but that's okay. Either way, I'm here to tell you it. And today's story comes from the book of Genesis, chapter 6, and it's the story of Noah and the ark. So during the days of Noah, the human race had become evil. They were committing lots of crimes and sin, and the Lord was just not pleased with the humans on earth. And this would go for everyone except for Noah. So during the days of Noah, there was a lot of sin on the earth. The human race had begun to commit a lot of crimes and sin, and God was just not pleased with what was going on. So because of this, God decided that he would wipe out the entire human race. He was going to send a flood and just get rid of everyone, every living thing, everyone on the earth. However, because Noah was a righteous man, God decided that he would spare Noah's life. God told Noah his plan, but he told Noah that in order to survive the flood, he would have to build an ark, which is a large boat. God told Noah the dimensions to build this ark, and he told him that he could spare the life of a pair of each animal and living thing. Also, Noah did have the ability to spare his family and anyone who would heed his warnings. Noah began to warn people of what God was going to do, and of course they just mocked and made fun of him. They had never seen a flood before. This would be the first time that a flood has ever came. Prior to this, it never even rained. So therefore, people decided instead of listening to what Noah would do, they mocked him. In the end, Noah gathered one of every living thing on the earth, so a pair of every male and female lion, male and female snake, birds, anything, as well as his children and their spouses. They all got on the boat with Noah. Other than that, no one else got on the boat, and once the boat was built, everybody got on the boat and the Lord sealed the doors behind them. While they were on the boat, it didn't rain for 7 days, and of course everyone is like, this man is crazy, up until that moment when it began to rain. And as the saying goes, once it rains, it pours. Once the rain started to come, everyone of course wanted to be on the boat, but it was too late. The Lord had already sealed the doors, and it began to rain for 40 days. So once the floodgates had opened, it rained for 40 days and 40 nights, and the earth was flooded for 150 days. The only survivors were those that got on the ark with Noah. So this was all the living animals that he had paired onto the boat, as well as his sons and their spouses and his wife. So after the rains had stopped and the boat was no longer floating along, Noah opens the window and he lets out a bird to see if the earth was back to normal, if they could get off the boat. Afterwards, Noah waited 7 more days and he sent out a dove, and this dove actually went out and it came back with an olive leaf, which was a sign that the earth had begun to produce vegetation again, and there was a possibility that eventually they could get off the boat soon. However, it didn't leave, so he knew that it wasn't safe yet for them to get off the boat. After 7 more days had passed, Noah sent out another dove, and this time the dove did not return, which means that it found somewhere to perch, and it would be soon time for them to get off the boat too. So after the floodwaters have dried up, God remembers Noah and his family, and he unseals the doors and he tells them to replenish the earth, go ahead and be fruitful and multiply. So everybody and all the living things that were on the ark go ahead and they come off the boat, and they're able to live their lives once again. So God established a covenant with Noah. He allow them to go back onto the earth and to replenish and be fruitful and to multiply, and just live a life like how God intended it to originally be. So after Noah and his family get off the boat, God comes into covenant with Noah, and he sets a rainbow in the sky as a sign of this covenant, as a promise to never flood the earth in order to destroy human race once ever again. So in conclusion, I just want to remind you all that God is a gracious God. He just wants us to live our lives to the best of our ability. He wants us to heed his warnings. If you're not living a righteous life, it's not too late to turn things around. God has made promises to us. We are in covenant with God, and ultimately, when you hear the words of the wise, heed those warnings. God is coming soon. He promised not to wipe us away in a flood. However, we do have a covenant and promise to also obey the laws of the Lord. And if we do those things, we'll also be able to receive his reward. And that's the story for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to come again with another story for you all. I hope that this story blessed you as much as it blessed me. Thank you, and God bless you.